Look, most everybody is here, and we're ready to go. Brady Denneberg boots it away for Minnesota, and it goes for a touchback. We get our first look.
But he also is a trusted member from his head coach.
He rolls on the first snap of the game, and he's dropped by Maverick Baranowski, the redshirt junior linebacker. They feel like they've got a great contingent coming back next year, and can this set the tone here today? Direct snap to Bankston, one of 3 Lobos running backs we'll see.
They felt like they've played great all season long with that big win earlier in the year versus UCLA.
3-man rush, it's a screen. Dorian Thomas, the tight end, has been excellent this year, and he gets spun down. Saw Coy Parrish back deep. He's going to be busy today. Ready to get it from the 27-year-old JUCO transfer. New Mexico's punter, Daniel Hughes. Gets a good one away to Parrish, who muffs it right around the 25. And Parrish got it back along the sideline. Crowd is loud. We got a great contingent here in Arizona. 2 running back look. Cam Davis and Darius Taylor. Lindsey to the air. Got it complete to Javon Tracy. Screen, Tracy, and a bobble, and it's a live ball. Still loose on the deck and recovered by Keyshawn James Newby. Called on the field as a catch and fumble. Okay. You heard the words from referee Cravon Barrett.
After review, the play is an incomplete pass.
Remember, no Lemecki Brockington. EJ was talking about it in studio. Brockington opting out. He's the leading receiver for Minnesota. You will not see him at all today. Lindsey rolls. Quick hitter. Darius Taylor, the running back, slipped the tackle, and he's got a first down.
2-yard gain into a big gain for a first down.
So they hand it off to Taylor running out the left side. Second down and 6, and Coy Parrish is in at wide receiver. No Brockington, thin unit for Minnesota, and Parrish is playing 2 ways. Pre-snap movement, and New Mexico insists that it's on Minnesota's O-line.
False start. Offense, number 19.
He can do the offense in the offseason.
On second and long, running back screen was nearly intercepted by the defensive end, Brett Carhoons. And now pre-snap movement, and it looks like that's on Carhoon, and that might have gifted Minnesota 5 back. Here at Chase Field, home of the Diamondbacks. On 3rd and 6, Lindsey flushed and nearly intercepted. Drew Speech was there, could not squeeze it, and now 8 straight games. Minnesota's opening drive of the game has resulted in a punt. Austin Brawley, the safety who's back healthy, he's their fair catch guy. He lets this go for a touchback. So big news, this cycle has not disappointed in any way. Second possession for New Mexico, and Jack Lane throws downfield, and that is incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
First part of the lip-reading department from PJ Fleck.
Just a second drive right now, trying to find a couple of guys to get going early.
On the ground, Bankston. He's the home run hitter for the Lobos. 2 of the running backs are in. As DJ McKinney motions out of the backfield, it's a swing pass, and McKinney made the bobbling catch and then got popped by Darius Green.
Here's this right here, Dorian Thomas, the tight end.
Second on the team in receptions. Instead of run, and Bankston got tripped up. Don Pride of Katy, Texas. Fake it to him. Lane steps up, and he can run. Lane cuts through with a first down.
Knowing that everybody's covered, get some positive yards.
Jack Lane's family here watching, and now James Lobstein does check in, and he keeps. This is what Lobstein can do. Got a downfield block. A flag is out. Lobstein toward the pylon for now a 41-yard run from Lobstein.
Holding, offense, number 0.
Yeah.
The penalty will be enforced.
In week 9 against Utah State is this run play. On the give, nothing doing, DJ McKinney.
Who you are as a football team.
Fewest returning players in the country, second most new players with those 70+. Across the middle, that is Sean Miller. He got popped, who on 3rd and 2 goes to James Lobstein. Bankston in the motion, and D-Bank on the jet sweep. Broke a tackle and tripped up. Fresh set of downs. Lobstein can throw it as well. He floats one incomplete.
the Wisconsin football team. He was an offensive lineman back then. They're running the football heavy in the Big Ten.
Your former Badger walk-on.
This is amazing how fans that came out the last couple home games and this one as well.
I know Coach Eck told me that you spoke to this team earlier this season.
Touch it. Oh, shit. First and goal. We'll take it.
Hey, Mike, you want to call this real quick?
DJ McKinney, guys, on third down, got it down to the 1, first and goal down.
We get a lot of players overlooked in our school. I feel like I was one of those guys. I feel like I was overlooked. But I said, you got everything you need here, to succeed. You have a weight room, you have good coaches, so take advantage of it. So
McKinney had the third down conversion. Yep. Lobos team just lost 6, and now it's second and goal from inside the 10. Jack Lane back into the game, and under pressure. Lane knocked down at the 5.
Lobos team comes in, quarterback run.
So with Lane in the game, he is going to throw. He's under heat. Lane is dropped by Anthony Smith. Danny Collins, the defensive coordinator, told us game record. It forces out Luke Drizwicki, the former walk-on senior who's been awesome this year. It's a great comeback against Oklahoma, going to Norman and doing that. And then questions about where his future might be. Greg Glasgow gets this one away, and that is handled by one of the and then
just a bunch of mutts and misfits along that defense. Spence Nowinski.
Colorful does not really do it justice for him. Jump cuts from Darius Taylor.
We don't care who gets the credit, and their DC is the one that leads it.
Done on second down, thrown into coverage by Drake, and he's had 3 near interceptions so far. And now third down and 9. Four-man rush. Lindsey checked down. Taylor couldn't haul it in. Told us no one on our team had a scholarship to Minnesota. He said we've got big-time chips on our shoulders in this game. Tom Weston away to DJ McKinney. Fair catch, and looks like kick-catch interference. PJ Fleck's team, its second game in a Major League Baseball ballpark this year. They played at Wrigley Field in the second to last game of the regular season. Jack Lane's in the game, 2 running back look. Lane to the air, deep shot downfield, and not on the same page with a fumble recovery and claiming Paul Bunyan's axe on the ground. Damon Bankston.
Here's Anthony Smith right here. He's lined up.
Lane quickly screen right. Keegan Johnson goes probing. Smith wrangles him near the line to gain, and this is going to be close. Initial signal is it was enough for a first down at the 45 on the screen pass. Only 18 yards, and it was a first down. PJ Fleck, we think rightly so, was curious. Michael Buckley's a wide receiver who can throw. Flag down, it's incomplete, short of Keegan Johnson.
Holding, offense, number 7, 10-yard penalty.
So the Lobos backed up to the 35. Lane through his progression. Directing, floating, and that's intercepted by John Nestor. Along the sideline, it's a Gophers takeaway, and John Nestor is red hot.
Where you're trying to get to late in the down, you go plaster, you go find work. That time, John Nestor found the work with an interception.
Yeah, so credit Nestor, and that is a much-needed takeaway for the Golden Gophers. Drake Lindsey climbs in the pocket. He fires into a tight window there as well. Remember, he told us this week he was so pleased with his November for taking care of the football. There's been a lot of that down the stretch from him of good. Handoff Darius Taylor. Spun down. There is a flag down.
Holding, offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty.
On that front for Minnesota.
Backed up in his second and 20. Lindsey went through his progression. Got away from Darren Agu. Lindsey got rid of it and got it complete to Jalen Smith. Awesome scene at Chase Field in this Rate Bowl. Pre-snap whistle and a flag down on the far side of the field.
False start, offense, number 73.
Penalties piling up for Minnesota. Lindsey in rhythm to the perimeter near the sticks. And Jalen Smith on the second effort.
Now,
heavy personnel for PJ Fleck with the tight ends Pierce Walsh and Frank Bierman in the game. Comes back to Taylor. It's bobbled, and New Mexico's got the football with Caleb Coleman on 4th down.
Just not executed.
Taylor threw a touchdown pass last year in Minnesota's bowl game. Screen set up to Damon Bankston, and that is a sure-handed tackle. New Mexico after its own turnover, right back in plus territory. Jack Lane takes a shot down the sideline, sailed it too tall. And it's not a huge leg, though it is a really reliable one for Luke Drizwicki, the Lobos kicker. On 3rd and 9, tight end screen, Dorian Thomas shook away from 1 for a couple extra yards. Four-man rush. Lane with time. He floats one, and that is hauled in. Well, this year he came to New Mexico wanting to be wide receiver 1. And he has been. Bankston with a pitch back to James Lobstein, trying to run away from Jackson Howard, and has given this team a spark as the number 2 quarterback in the second half of the season with a run game. Straight up the middle into another tackle for
Ryder, unorthodox, unconventional personality. They said that's how Maverick plays.
that tracks done. Lobstein up the middle on the designed quarterback run. He's got enough for a 1st down. Last 3 plays have all been Lobstein runs. A Lobstein pass is incomplete. It was a forward pass intended.
So he can be messed up.
Second down, it's a swing pass. And a nice play on the edge. Play of the drive for New Mexico. 3rd and long, Jack Lane had that batted. Bankston the catch anyway. And Avon Bankston taken down short of the sticks. Somehow fine streaming his post-game press conference. It's gold. From 29, Luke Drizwick.
It's funny, he talked about all those text messages that he got from a 17-point loss to Michigan. Like, people felt like they won the game.
A loss to Michigan, a win over UCLA, and a lead on a 3rd Big Ten opponent this year for New Mexico. Bowl week festivities at Chase Field. Taylor goes spinning off the edge to get away from Jamir Torres, and then the hezzy down the sideline. Darius Taylor, highlight reel, makes some more room.
I think, look, one of the best players. Well, just watch this move, Mike.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Darius Taylor for you, everybody.
38 to the stud Taylor. Off the left side, he bangs. And the Mercury swing, the linebacker. Feels like Taylor's got to be super involved for Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that's what you're seeing now. You get to the sideline, and like, hey, this hasn't been our half offensively. We missed some throws. Our quarterback's not seeing the field as good as we probably had in the month of November. So what do you feel like, hey, just get the ball to Darius Taylor. Just get him the football. Make some plays. Get to the guy who you trust. They're showing it right there.
I mean, look at that stat. PJ Fleck's offense hadn't done really anything. We thought maybe just have Taylor run it on that 4th and inches. Well, they come out and they give it to him twice. Kent Davis now spells Darius Taylor. Drake Lindsey to the air. Out pattern. That is caught. Javon Tracy went spinning away inside the 30. Second leading receiver wrapped up by John Johnson. Just shy of the sticks.
Yeah, I like that throw too. Why? It was rhythm throw and on time. See, Lindsey sets his feet. That ball's out of his hand. And before he can get out of the break, Tracy, that ball's in the air. That's an outstanding job. And a good throw. Maybe something that can get the quarterback, Drake Lindsey, going.
Lindsey played well against Northwestern. That tough loss in Wrigley. He was 20 for 30, 4 touchdowns. Well, they've got 2 running backs in the backfield, and then Frank Bierman under center. They snap it to Darius Taylor, and Taylor's got enough for a 1st down. Some funk from Greg Harbaugh, the offensive coordinator for the Golden Gophers.
Quarterback run. Let's call it the Tim Tebow Bowl, because both of them just going to be running the ball.
End of an era with Haynes King. Fresh set of downs. Coy Parrish gets his 7th career touch. Put him in motion. He ends up with very little. We told you coming in, Coy Parrish was going to play 2 ways today. That's how he began this year playing. And his first touch there for Greg Harbaugh.
And the only thing is just how disciplined this defense for New Mexico is. They were not fooled. And remember, when he's in the football game as a defender, I'm also yelling at everybody, hey, 3's in the game, 3's in the game. He's not there to take pictures. He's probably there to get the football.
Late first half on 2nd and 9. Taylor hurtling straight ahead, stayed on his feet. Oh, this is getting fun with Darius Taylor now. He's got enough for a first down, and he is in his bag.
Yeah, he is, but he's got some guys blocking up front on the left side of that offensive line. See how they caved everything down? And he just hurdled his offensive lineman that got the great blocks, and now he's in a nice little groove.
Run game so important for Minnesota. It has struggled this year. Taylor finishes a run going right into the face of the safety, Tavian Combs. Greg Harbaugh said to us, I mean, we have to run the football better next year. They really struggled in doing that this year, and they're trying to send a message on this drive. 5 for 53 for Taylor on this drive, and he gets it again. Stood up by Brett Carhu and company, and third down coming as we tick toward the 2-minute timeout. Third down and 4 for Minnesota. Promising drive has been heavy run to this point against Spence Nowinski's New Mexico defense. Drake Lindsay floats one, back corner of the end zone, diving catch, Jalen Smith.
What a throw.
Wow! Touchdown Gophers.
What a throw.
Rolling on the field, a touchdown, Minnesota.
What a drive and what a throw. This is the best throw of the day. Watch the location. Watch where this ball falls down at. Right there, that's in the bread basket.
Really excited about Jalen Smith in this game. A few weeks to get his body right, even though he didn't miss a lot of time.
Opportunity. What do you do when you get your opportunity? Jalen Smith doing a great job there.
Kick sent away by Brady Denneberg, and those drives ending in field goals. Now those sting for the Lobos. Down by 1 is Lane. Had a strip. Mexico falls on it. Carter Menz came off the edge. Great ball, Chase Field. 1:21 to go until halftime. Off the right side, Damon Bankston by going out, and they're hoping to beat a Big Ten team today. On third and long, Damon Bankston gets a chunk of it back for New Mexico, and that's going to be close. Coy Parrish in on the tackle right at the 35, and it is enough for a first down. Wow.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be right there at the line. Now, let's just take a look. Did he get to that line? I don't know. I don't know, Mike.
They hurry up to the line. They snap it, so it's a moot point. Sideline out to Bankston. Shy of the 40. So it looked like Minnesota might get the ball back with a minute plus. And now New Mexico's got a minute to work with. They're approaching midfield, and they've got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, so just see how aggressive will they be in this part of the field, too. Because they haven't really had any chunk plays deep down the field. Everything they've done has been meticulous down, drive, run, pass. Nothing of the big chunk variety. Can they find that here right before half?
Second down and 6 for Jack Lane. From the 39. Lane, tight end, delay to Dorian Thomas. Tried to hurdle, didn't get to the sideline. Coy Parrish said, no thank you.
This is still a development program. They bring guys in through the college, through the high school ranks, recruit, and they develop. That's why they always seem to retain a lot of players as well.
Quarterback draw, Jack Lane on 3rd and 3, and he got enough for a first down. Got popped by Baranowski. 2 timeouts still for New Mexico. Clock starts rolling again. Inside of 45 seconds until halftime. Lane, quick hitter to the running back, and a little bit out of the reach of DJ McKinney.
Yeah, Minnesota's okay with giving those up. Those are 3- and 5-yard routes. Watch these safeties in the middle of the field. These safeties are playing Aiden Gooseby, all right, Coy Parrish. These are guys that we're talking about. Safeties are going to play in their cover 2. They're going to play a little bit deeper in their coverage to not give up anything. Nothing goes over your head right now. So can New Mexico find a way to get something, a chunk play, 10 to 15 yards, maybe try to get a field goal right before half.
Lane under pressure and drops. Anthony Smith was shot out of a cannon off the left side. He's going to be correct. New Mexico took another timeout. They've got 1 left. Buckley throws it back to Damon Bankston. That nets a 1.5 yards. I guess why not headed towards halftime with Michael Buckley? You do not see that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's our last play of the half.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
2 running backs in the gun again. Taylor and Davis. A give this time. Davis off the right side, and he is stood up. 2-yard pickup. Okiki Orlo-Ufumi, and on the stop for New Mexico.
2 backs in the backfield. Watch what it does to the linebackers. Everybody's going to one side, and if you overflow like that, you know the play that comes off of that will be Darius Taylor keeping it and running to the outside. I think this is something that they've learned from the first half, is that keep the ball in the hands of your playmakers. You get down here inside the 10-yard line. I always say it, right, Mike? It's about players, not plays.
Taylor has 17 carries for 98 yards. That was the first run for his backup, Cam Davis.
There it is. He just called. So there's 2 plays in the huddle. He called the second play.
The blitz comes. Lindsey got rid of it quickly to Parrish, and a nice tackle again by this freshman corner, Jamir Torres, right on the scene, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, see, that long play call we talked about earlier for this offense for P.J. Fleck and Drake Lindsey, there's 2 play calls attached. So you get to the line of scrimmage, you see what the defense presents, then you get to the next play call. Okay, that's what you saw right there. That's some of the growth by Drake Lindsey as the redshirt freshman quarterback, being able to get to the right play, especially down and distance.
Here in the home of the Diamondbacks, the Golden Gophers headed right toward the left field wall. And a timeout taken here. Bimmer in motion, the tight end. It's again. It's Darius Taylor to break a tackle. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ran through Mercury Swaim for a Golden Gophers touchdown. For Minnesota to trudge down the field. Brady Denneberg good on the point after. 77 yards. They need a huge drive pretty much right now.
They need to push the ball down the field, and now is the time. You don't have time to kind of create drives and momentum. You got to find ways to get some big chunk plays.
Taken out by Damon Bankston. He is electric. Bankston hits the gas. A shot of electricity for the Lobos.
That's just speed. He gets the football, and it's middle, we turn right. He starts up the middle and then gets out to the right, and he goes 100 yards untouched. He's still not touched yet. He's still going untouched, Damon Bankston. We tried to find where would they get the big play? Where would the chunk play come from? I guess it didn't come from the offense, it came from the special teams.
All right, they'll go for 2. First question, you good with going for 2 right now?
Yes, why not? You don't want to continue to try to chase that point later on. Go for it now. Know what you have in front of you for the rest of the game.
Scottre Humphrey checks in. Fake the flip. Jack Lane's going to throw. Wide open for 2. And we are tied to Keegan Johnson. And now some realignment from New Mexico before a little pooch. A chip to the 35 is handled by Minnesota, and Pierce Walsh, the tight end, runs it back to midfield.
But you're trying to land it right in that 30-yard line, and hopefully they fair catch it and don't return it.
You get wrapped midfield to Minnesota. Darius Taylor picks up a chunk. Demetri Johnson in on the tackle. That stinks after you had seized momentum back in time.
But it's okay. If you're Minnesota, you look around, they got to play. They didn't do that to us offensively. It was a special teams play. That doesn't change who you are, and I think that's what Coach Fleck is probably telling this guy, hey, they made a play. Let's get back on offense and continue to run the football like they've done in this second half.
Another run. Taylor stood up by Austin Brawley. 3rd down coming. Kind of figured it would come down to the run game for Minnesota, and that was so heavily on the minds of this Minnesota coaching staff coming in. P.J. Fleck told us we did not run the ball as well as we needed to this year. That went from the offensive line to a young quarterback to everyone, to Taylor being hurt for practically half the season.
But this is Greg Harbaugh, the offensive coordinator. This is where you need Drake Lindsey to make a play. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 actually. This is where Drake Lindsey has to make a play from the quarterback spot, whether it's completion or using his legs to get the 4 yards.
Lindsey, incomplete, intended for Jalen Smith. But there is a flag down back near where Lindsey released the football.
Or is there a face mask on by Dylan Ray, 73? Thought I saw a face mask by the right tackle.
He had Keyshawn James Newby bearing down on him, the pass rusher.
Personal foul, hands to the face, offense, number 73, 15-yard penalty, third down.
Good call by you.
Yeah, just top of the screen, number 73, right at the end. I thought it could have been called a face mask. They called it hands to the face, but I think Dylan Ray 73's got a hold of the face mask on Keyshawn James Newby, and that's where the foul came in.
So you take that 15-yard penalty. Instead of declining it, having 4th down at 4, you take the 3rd down and 19.
Yeah, no, I probably would have declined that. If I was New Mexico, would have declined that penalty.
Does back them up inside their own 40.
Well, you get a false start here, too. To back them up even more.
Should back them up 5 more.
False start, offense, number 50, 5-yard penalty, third down.
This place is loud.
Loud.
This is supposed to be a neutral site game, but these Lobo fans have come out in droves, and they are loud and proud. Third down.
New Mexico bowl eligible for the first time since 2016, and it is rare that they play a bowl game outside the state of New Mexico, very often in the New Mexico Bowl. But they have come from Albuquerque here to Phoenix to Chase Field to watch the Lobos pull even. 3rd and a mile for Drake Lindsay. So it's a give to Darius Taylor. Run down off the left side by Darren Agu. No gain, and it's 4th down and long.
It's a huge stop for this New Mexico defense. Huge. They needed to make a play. They made a play on special teams. And how would the defense respond? Remember that last time out there was a long drive by Minnesota that resulted in the score. And to get off the field defensively, you could just see the confidence that these guys are playing with down here in the 4th quarter. I don't think Coach, his guys are wearing down just yet like he thought.
Tom Weston sends one away to DJ McKinney from the 19. McKinney is wrangled down with 11 minutes to go. It's the Lobos' first offensive snap since there was 5:15 left in the 3rd. There's some trickery on a reverse. The electric Demond Bexton is stumbling down past the 30. Tripped up by Maverick Baranowski, but enough for a 1st down.
We were going to talk to you earlier about what? Plays or players? Now they're just trying to find ways to get the ball in Demond Bexton's hands. He's already had the big play on the kickoff return. Now, how do I get my best player offensively the ball in his hands to allow him to just do what he does best, which is find the right spot. He's the most explosive player, and how do you create those big chunk plays?
And now James Lobstein comes over at quarterback, 5th-year senior run threat, who hasn't had that many snaps in the 2nd half. As it often is, designed quarterback run to the 36. Devin Williams, 2nd leading tackler for the Golden Gophers, in on the stop after 3. What an opportunity for New Mexico, trying to get to 10 wins. Haven't had a 10-win season since 1982, when they were in the WAC under Joe Morrison. A program that, at the end of conference championship weekend, was 4th in receiving votes in the AP Top 25. They've never been ranked, ever, in the AP Top 25. Still 10 minutes to go here. Lobstein follows his blockers off the right side, and he tiptoed out of bounds.
You see Jason Eck right there. He won the late hit out of bounds
from Devin Williams. Yeah. They give him a 1st down on the run anyway.
I love this old student body right? The old school USC football, where you get about 4 or 5 blockers to one side, and they ran old school student body right, get more guys to that side, and then you have the quarterback following right behind, getting the yardage needed for a 1st down.
Did you think there was enough there? It wasn't much from Williams.
Yeah, I didn't see much. That was just a little push. It wasn't anything egregious, and I think the officials did a good job keeping that flag in the pocket.
Lobstein remains in. Parrish blew up a blocker. Lobstein gets a couple off the right side. Baranowski, another tackle. Boy, Parrish was a heat-seeking missile there.
How do you stop that play? Well, you just bring Parrish and just knock somebody out. That's what he did. Deshaun Buchanan, number 8, he was right there. he had to take the brunt of that hit.
And then Baranowski cleaned it up on this Minnesota defense that has been really stout throughout this game. Jack Lane re-enters for New Mexico. He's going to the air. Down the sideline for Keegan Johnson, who was locked up with John Nestor, and there's no flag. Third down.
Yeah, there's probably not going to be a flag because Nestor, I think, is the best corner on this field, and we already know that he's a second-team Big Ten All-Performer. So he's kind of manning that side by himself, and he did a tremendous job of not only staying in phase, but being able to look and locate the football at the end. That was good coverage by Nestor.
Okay, New Mexico-wise, where does your mind go 3rd and 7 for them?
This is tough because they haven't found someone. You always look at Keegan Johnson right up here at the top. He's been your everything guy. Can you find something to get him right around the sticks?
Lane's looking that way. Blitz was picked up, and now Lane thought about a shovel pass, and he gets cracked down. Right at midfield, he's about 2.5 yards short. It's 4th down and a decision here for Jason Eck.
Yeah, I think the decision has to be the punt. But I'll tell you what happened was that Minnesota defense, they take away the initial throw from Lane, and that's where he's got to be able to be creative. Either take off and go or throw the ball away. He tends to sit around and wait, and that allowed the Minnesota defense to come corral him and bring him down.
Now look at this. So, realignment for Daniel Hughes. And they're going to fake it. Jackson Eck flipped it and defended well by Anthony Smith. On a flip to Deshaun Buchanan, Smith was all over it, and the Golden Gophers will get it back. Game wreckers for their respective sides of the bowl. Drake Lindsey back to work, and he's taking a shot after the sudden change. End zone and incomplete for Jalen Smith. Minnesota at the plus 40 after the fake punt. Darius Taylor stacked up off the right side.
You get a first down here, you're already in field goal range.
New Mexico's playing with fire. They have now given Minnesota 2 very short fields. 2 running backs in, Taylor motions out. Drake Lindsey on 3rd down and 7. Shot down the center of the field and overcooked. We're not guaranteeing any punts in a bowl game after what this one's been so far. Weston does put the nose down. Sends one toward Raleigh, and that is perfect. Javon Tracy.
To hear from some of the guys who I competed against in my career doing it as well.
James Lobstein, in their first snaps at quarterback for New Mexico, stood up after 2. And Jack Lane has 1 completion since halftime. It's just 1 of 4. Under heat there, he throws that one incomplete with Carter Menz. Anthony Smith 0 in maroon's been a game record. Lane on 3rd down, he rips one toward the sideline and misses Keegan Johnson. Tight quarters for Daniel Hughes, the 27-year-old punter who was a Ray Guy Award semifinalist. Coy Parrish is right at the 50. High kick forces the fair catch, and Minnesota will have great field position.
And hauls it in, and that's where we side right now, 14-14.
Here's Darius Taylor. Picks up 3 off the right side.
If you're New Mexico, you're also trying to grip the ball out, try to find a way to create a turnover.
A pitch. Taylor got around James Newby, and then he gets undercut for Minnesota. Screen. Taylor blown up immediately by Keyshawn James Newby for a loss on the play. So Tom Weston comes back out, and he will try to pin another deep. Takes a bounce at the 14.
If they can win football games, they were tied at the top of the conference.
James Lobstein off the left side with a good chunk gain on the ground.
If he comes down, that's where New Mexico can hit him with the shot over the top.
Quarterback run again with Lobstein. And Lobstein's got enough for a first down. So maybe that's the move for New Mexico. Maybe more Lobstein with Jack Lane and the Lobos offense in the second half. They hadn't got in gear yet.
The only thing is you're going to have to execute all the way down the field. They are far, far away from a field goal range right now. They're going to need to find a chunk play. They're going to need to find a 15, 20-yard gain, multiple of those especially with the time winding down on the clock.
Lane returns. Second half drive so far for New Mexico. Punt, turnover on downs, 3 and out. I mean, you saw it by yardage, just nothing doing for them. They got a fresh set of downs here from their own 29.
Call timeout. They waste the timeout.
6-0 in bowl games in his time with the Golden Gophers. Lane to the air, up the sideline, incomplete. John Nestor gets a late flag thrown after his coverage on Keegan Johnson. He and PJ Fleck cannot believe it.
Yeah, that's a late flag. I mean, that ball had already sailed over the head.
And so are they going to say this was uncatchable, perhaps?
Well, if you're throwing that flag, you're saying that the restriction happens right about now. So there's a restriction.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 17. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
I think at first thought, I didn't like the call. Now when you get a chance to see the replay, you see that there's a restriction from Nestor on Keegan Johnson right on the sideline. Didn't allow him to continue to keep running his route, and also he's got his hands on him. I think I like that call now.
So let's look at it from this angle as well. And yes, I agree with you. There's definitely restriction,
Right
and
there,
that isn't catchable.
Yeah, but the ball's already in, but he restricts him from being able to go make that catch.
I think it's a good call.
The start of the foul was at the 41-yard line. The ball would be placed at the 41. First down.
Minnesota was the 3rd least penalized team in all of college football coming into today. Today, PJ Fleck's team, 9 penalties for 90 yards, and that one is very costly. It puts the ball at the 41 of New Mexico.
Yeah, but I get both sides of it. You're saying, well, that ball was uncatchable, but you're also saying that the restriction forced that ball to be uncatchable because of Nestor on top of Johnson.
Lobstein back into the game, looking for somewhere to throw. He escapes and takes off. James Lobstein breaks a tackle from Baranowski and has him past midfield, close to a first down. 4th quarter comebacks this season. Glad you're with us. Mike Monaco, Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport. 2 minutes to go. Lane to the air for Johnson, incomplete. Aiden Gooseby had the coverage this time on the top wide receiver for the Lobos.
It's been terrific coverage by Minnesota's back end, secondary, cornerback, safeties. And so the counter to that so far, what I'm seeing from New Mexico, is a lot of double moves, Mike. It's not just the first move, it's the fake hitch, it's the fake out, and then they have a move off of that. And that's really what's got, I think, the defensive backs from Minnesota a little overzealous as they're on top of these defenders, on top of these wide receivers.
I mean, they've totally clamped New Mexico's pass game. Jack Lane has 1 completion this half. So James Lobstein comes back in. It's a quarterback draw, and he gets swung down by Devin Easter. 5th-year senior nose, all-conference Big Ten performer. No gain, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down because with each team having 1 timeout, PJ Fleck in Minnesota, they hoped to get a stop here and then call timeout. And on the opposite side, if you're in New Mexico, you want to still hold that timeout if you do get a first down right here on 3rd down to be able to stop the clock for a field goal.
You need to get to about the 30 for Jason Eck to be in field goal range for his sure-footed kicker, Luke Drizwicki.
The first thing is protect. This offensive line has to protect.
3rd down and 10. Screen is batted down by Anthony Smith. He has been enormous all day for Minnesota defensively.
I started with protect, but if you're going to protect that well, sometimes you got players who realize that I can't get to the quarterback, so I just get a hand up. I mean, Anthony Smith has been the best defensive player on the field for both teams. He stood out not only sacking the quarterback, playing the run, and then when he doesn't get to the quarterback, knocking a pass down.
He's got 2 sacks, 4 TFLs, and now 2 passes broken up. So with 1:04 to go, Daniel Hughes sends it back to Minnesota. Fair catch signal from Coy Parrish at the 15. 56 seconds to go. Well, there was talk coming into the bowl game, would Anthony Smith play? Yes, he is. Redshirt junior with a bright future ahead of him, a decision that looms. He's been all around it today.
And he's done a little bit of everything. It's him going around the corner, showing relentless effort, using his hands. I love this little move right here, the little fake to the inside, the swim on the outside with the left arm. He gets to the quarterback, but he says, hey, I'm not just a pass rusher. I can also stop the run. Getting off the block, nice little suplex over there. but this is what I think he's been best at today, just doing his job. That's a 4th down stop on what was supposed to be a punt. He does his job and stops that play on a 4th down. He's been the best player on the field defensively today.
And now Drake Lindsey and the Gophers back with it. Lindsey thought about it, takes the check down. Darius Taylor turns it upfield and goes past the 25. 1st down on the pickup to Taylor.
This was a touchdown. This is a missed touchdown. I want you to watch Tracy right here. He's going to go in the middle of the field. Nobody picks him up. Watch 11, Javon Tracy. Nobody picks him up. He's wide open. That's a touchdown.
And now Lindsey is under heat and dropped. Back at the 21 by Keyshawn James Newby.
That's a missed opportunity there. They had a wide open Tracy the play before that, and then now you get the Newby stop there, and now you're just playing for overtime. And that's it. That was a drive killer, that stop there by Newby.
He's hobbled after sending this one to overtime.
Here we go.
In the rate bowl.
Ready for some Reese Davis and some overtime rules. You ready? Let's get the Reese.
Since the early 1980s, dramatic turnaround this year. And Minnesota trying to get to 8 wins and another bowl win under P.J. Fleck. Jack Lane checked down Devon Bankston. Wrapped up immediately by the corner, John Nestor after 5.
So Minnesota's just playing a little bit of zone. They're just dropping back. They're going to play 7 guys in coverage. They're hoping that the rush gets there. They've got 2 outstanding rushers on the opposite ends, okay? And that's why I think that this is going to be a situation where Jack Lane's going to have to make a throw. He's going to have to make, you don't want to settle for field goals in overtime. Jack Lane has to find a throw here when needed.
That was only Jack Lane's 2nd completion since halftime. It's 14 of 25 for the game. Devon Bankston with that kick return touchdown. He gets stood up off the left side by who else but Anthony Smith. 1-yard pickup, 3rd down coming. Says a lot about Minnesota that P.J. Fleck had most of his key guys play in this game. That is the identity they've had in that program. He told us this week, we just love football. And with Darius Taylor and Anthony Smith thinking about the future, his guys have been dialed in today. Now James Lobstein comes in at quarterback for 3rd down and 4 for the Lobos.
You're already thinking quarterback run here. And 13's in the game. Antennas go up for the quarterback run.
Runs it left side. Lobstein, nowhere to go. Minnesota set the edge with Maverick Baranowski on him, and it's 4th down.
They just strung the play out. That's how you do it. You string the play out. Carter Mims, number 11. Watch the right side. Mims, see how he just extends, even gives his body up to allow the rest of the guys to come in. Baranowski comes in, number 6, plays cleanup. But that's a guy who gave his body up to create that pile so the ball wouldn't go all the way outside.
See, Luke Drizwicki, former walk-on, senior now in his 4th year on the job, has had the best year of his career. This is from 36, and Drizwicki drills it. Darius Taylor's been the star running back. He has rushed it 24 times for 115 yards. Play fake, set up the screen. Taylor's got it. Got to the edge, and he's undercut by Brawley. Caleb Coleman was on him as well. And it's 2nd down on the way after 6.
It's who do you trust? We're in overtime now. It's the guys who you trust with the football in their hands. That's why you get the ball quickly to Darius Taylor. Find opportunities to make sure that number 1 touches his football.
He's been the unquestioned best offensive player to touch the field today. Give it to him on 2nd down. Running straight ahead like you've been calling for. There is a flag down on the far side of the field right at the line of scrimmage after a short gain.
What is this offside defense again? It's maybe the 3rd time that we've seen this today.
Offside defense. Number 1 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty results in the 1st down.
From 2nd down and 4 to a fresh set of downs. Keyshawn James Newby, the stud defensive end.
Yeah, he's been up top. Remember, he had a 2-point stance earlier, This time, he's all the way up top, and this looks to be helmet in the neutral zone as well. Again, it's been number one, Keyshawn James Newton's second time today that he's been in the neutral zone.
Fresh set of downs. Blitz, and Lindsey gets dropped. New Mexico sent Austin Brawley off the edge, and then the pocket swarmed, and a third Lobos sack with Brett Carhu on the scene.
Yeah, this is a nice job by New Mexico. They show blitz, they bring 5. They realize that they're trying to stop the run. They're going to sell out and stop the run and force Drake Lindsey to have to throw the ball and beat man coverage. That time he didn't have an answer. He changed the play at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes I would say, don't matter, we're just going to run it within that blitz. He's got to find a way because they're going to pressure again. Someone has to beat man-to-man coverage.
Coy Parrish in motion. With the play clock winding down, it's a reverse to the two-way talent, Coy Parrish. And he gets dropped by Brett Carhu. 6-yard gain, third down coming up.
They can still get a first down here too. So you have the opportunity for that. This is not just touchdown right away, but you also got to preserve the field goal if that is the route you go.
From just inside the 13-yard line, third down and 8 for the Golden Gophers.
I take a look at Jalen Smith as well, number 8 wide receiver. He's another guy that I'm looking for as well. He's up here.
Lindsey on third down, looking that way, back in the end zone. What a diving catch by Smith! Unreal to win it for Minnesota. A surrender cobra for the ages after a second diving touchdown grab from Jalen Smith. You called it.
It's what I always go back to.
A walk-off winner from Jalen Smith in epic fashion to win the Ray Bowl.
Wow. Unbelievable. What a catch. What a throw again by Lindsey.
PJ Fleck with Don.
All right, thank you guys. Coach, Minnesota just wins bowl games. This one didn't come easy, though. Take me through that last game-winning play.
Cardiac Gophers. It's been that story all year. One-possession games have been really critical for us. We got a really young team. A lot of guys coming back next year. Just the resolve and the grit, the response is just inspiring. I love these guys. Love coaching them. Offense, defense, special teams all had to respond. They did.